All right, new deck order. What are some things we can do from new deck order? One of the things I want to show you, a stack you can get into, is the Michael Skinner F5 stack. Okay, the F5 stack, I used it for about a year, and Michael would use it from anytime he had a brand new pack of cards, he was just opening up the deck, he would go into some routines that used F5. So F5 just means you give it 5 out pharaohs through your cycle of 8 pharaoh shuffles, and then at F5 on the 5th out pharaoh he would just stop there, and that would be his memorized deck stack, which I like that idea and I used that for a while. Now to get there quickly, if you don't want to give it 5 out pharaohs, you could give it 1 triple anti-faro. So if you don't know an anti-faro, that's when you deal out into 8 packets, and essentially what we're going to do with an anti-faro is we're going to go in reverse along the Faro index system. So instead of going forward to F1, F2, all the way up to F5 without pharaohs, we're going to go backwards to F7, F6, F5. We're going to go back 3 pharaoh shuffles by dealing out into 8 packets. Now the pickup is from the top right corner, you're going to pick up diagonally, just bouncing through, and then from the bottom right corner, pick up diagonally as well. And then the bottom goes on top. And now you are in the same position you would be in if you gave the deck 5 perfect out pharaoh shuffles. All right, and this is a stack that Mike Skinner used for his memorized deck. I used this for a year along with Redford because I wanted to be able to go to this from new deck order, do a 2-deck A-can, and then from here I would do tongue-in-cheek from Jim Swain, which is an excellent effect where the cards return to new deck order through the shuffling, and the 2 selections have been misplaced. So the only 2 cards out of order are the 2 selections. I have it on my old channel. If you go back and watch that before the video gets deleted, you can see it. But tongue-in-cheek by Jim Swain, which is a great effect. So from F5, if I were to give the deck now 3 perfect out pharaoh shuffles. So I'm going to try and do that for you now so you can see the cards return to new deck order. And again, like I told you in the other video, I'm going to shuffle these face up instead of face down because these are bicycles, and bikes are usually cut with a modern cut instead of a traditional cut. So they're going to pharaoh better if you do it face up. Okay, so that was F7. Here's the final shuffle. 3 out pharaohs. That's the last one, and now the deck returns to new deck order. Ace to king of hearts, ace to king of clubs, king to ace of diamonds, and king to ace of spades. And if you were doing that Jim Swain trick tongue-in-cheek, there would be 2 cards that are out of order, and it would be the 2 selections, which is a beautiful ending. I think it's the best card trick I know, and I said that when I published that routine on my channel last time. Okay, so another thing you can do, what if you want to go to a stay stack? Okay, we talked about stay stack before in one of those Stebbins videos. If I take the diamonds and I put them to the face, we're now technically in a stay stack because now card 1 and card 52 are mates. Card 2 and 51 are mates. All the way together, the cards are mated to the very middle of the deck where you find the 2 black kings together. Now, obviously, this is not very fooling, but as we talked about in the other video with stay stacks, you can now out pharaoh shuffle this deck as many times as you want, and it's always going to be in a stay stack. And we talked about how cards 18 and 35 switch places, but they never get shuffled to any other position. So, one of the things we can do, let's go ahead and give it 1 shuffle, and we're going to go to F1. So we're in a stay stack now from new deck order where we've moved the diamonds. I'm going to give it 1 out pharaoh. Now that 1 out pharaoh, which is often called F1, puts us in what is known as the traditional 14-15 forcing stack. So if they cut anywhere in the pack other than between the aces, so I have the ace of diamonds on the bottom right now, but if they cut anywhere where there's not an ace on the bottom, then the top 2 cards, in this case a 10 and a 4, are going to add up to either 14 or 15. Here they add up to 14. You could also use the top card and the bottom card, and here those cards add to 15. So no matter where they cut, the top 2 cards, 12 and 3, is 15. Okay, that is your traditional 14-15 force stack. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut the ace of diamonds back to the bottom. And that's a cool stack you can use, and that's just from F1. All right, let's go ahead and give it a few more out pharaohs, and let's move from F1 up to F4. Okay, so another out faro, that puts us in F2. We're going to do that again, and we're going to go to F3. The thing about the stay stack is you always cut between two cards that are mates. There's F3. If I give it one more faro, I want to make sure I'm cutting. Here I can see I got the 4 spades there and the 4 clubs on the top of this packet, so I'm cutting between two mates. And this last faro here is going to get me to F4. And let's take a look at this. So this is a stack here where it goes ace 4 7 4 ace 10, and you got the same thing here, obviously ace 4 7 4 ace 10, because we're in a stay stack. We've got the 2 matching mates in the middle, the 2 red 9s. And F4, this is actually the Darwin Ortiz memorized deck stack. Jason Ladani also uses this for a mem stack. But it's a great position to be in because you could memorize the order of the cards, and you've got a mem stack. You're also in a stay stack, which you can use for those matching routines, like you've seen in my videos before. And you're also 4 out faro shuffles away from going back to new deck order, which is a great place to be. Another way you could get back to new deck order is to give it a quadruple anti-faro. Okay, so you could turn this into an effect if you're doing this for spectators and you're not just doing it yourself. So a cool way to do it as an effect might be to take the top 3 cards, maybe double undercut those to the bottom, and then you're going to force the original 4th card from the top. So maybe a riffle force. They're going to take a look at the card. It's going to be the 4 diamonds. Have the card replaced and just return it back to the top. You're now going to take those 3 cards that you moved to the bottom at the beginning, put them back in their position, back on top of the deck. So now the card you forced is still in its original position. You forced the 4 diamonds, and it's 4 from the top. You're now going to go into a quadruple anti-faro, which means you're dealing the cards out into 16 packets. Now this, you only have to go through this grid 3 full times. It's kind of boring maybe to some people, so this is why you're turning it into an effect. So you've had a card selected, and you're going to deal them into 16 packets, and then you can just kind of wave your hands over the packets and start eliminating packets. So what you're doing is you're covering up this long, boring procedure with a trick. All right, so I know now the card they selected is in the top right packet, and it's the bottom card. It's here. There's their card, the 4 diamonds. Now there's a certain way you need to pick these cards up to get them back into new deck order. The pickup is from the top right corner. You're going to pick up diagonally. Now I know this is going to go on top in the bottom left corner, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to act like it's not this one, it's not these, and I'm going to stack up those other 3 because I know that needs to go on top here anyway. Okay, now the packet under it, and the top right, second packet down, it's going to stack up diagonally and finish in the top left corner. So you can now eliminate packets. You can say it's not here, it's not here, I don't think it's there, and now you've eliminated those packets. Okay, the bottom right corner is going to go up to the position second from the right at the top. It's going up to here, and it's going to stack diagonally down to the left. So we're stacking down diagonally to the left, and we're eliminating packets. The packet that was 3rd from the top right, in the 3rd position down, it's going to go down diagonally. It's going to go up to the 2nd position from the right, and then down diagonally again. And now we can almost say, okay, it's here. I think it's here. We can spread these out, and you can go, I think it's this one that you're thinking of. And they'll name their card, the 4 diamonds, and now you found it. And what you've done is you've done a quadruple anti-faro. All I got to do is take this stack of cards, put it down here, and now I'm in new deck order. So now if you look at the cards, you'll see you've got king to ace of hearts, we got king to ace of clubs, we've got the ace to king of spades, and we've got the ace to king of diamonds. Now technically, it's not perfect new deck order. It is reversed, and it's reversed because when we did the anti-faro, we did it face down. But nobody's going to know that. Nobody cares. It's a big ending, and you can do it without using a faro shuffle at all. So that's a nice way to use a quadruple anti-faro and get back to new deck order. So there's some ideas with the F5 stack that you can use. I taught you the quadruple anti-faro, the triple anti-faro. And if you combine this with the Rendezvous with Redford stack, hopefully I've taught you guys a lot of stuff about the faro shuffle mem stacks, and kind of just weaving your way through this genre of card magic, which if you haven't done it before, it's kind of an eye-opener. It's a lot of fun. It opens up all these new windows and avenues that you never thought of or that you never thought were possible before. So I would say get into it, study it, enjoy it, and have a lot of fun with it, guys. Till next time, take care.